Hey folks, I'm here at Camp Fortune again today with Maggie Fairholm. She's an awesome local rider, and we're gonna go do a trail breakdown of Hairway to Stephen. Maggie's also a bike instructor, so maybe I'll learn a few things from her.
Hey, I'm Maggie. I work with Bike Skills, so I've been instructing for about 2 seasons, riding for 7. I'm super excited to get on the trail.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll see you guys at the trailhead. So to get to Hairway, you gotta do the top of a dirty little secret. Really windy. All right. All right, so we're at the top of Hairway to Stephen. It's pretty steep right off the bat, so we're just gonna jump right into a breakdown. Quick PSA, you definitely don't wanna do this trail as your first trail of the day. You can, but it's good to get some warm up. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So let's move on into the trail and check out sort of how the land lays. Morning, guys. Yeah. All right. So, we come into the trail, it starts off, it's pretty slabby, and there's a lot of tight corners. And honestly, it's one of those trails where you look at it and it's almost like it's easier to walk than it is, or easier to bike than it is to walk, right? Like, in my opinion.
And you've got a couple lines,
yeah,
high and low.
Yeah.
High lines opened up in the last few weeks. When it's dry, it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
Yeah.
grippier.
Yeah, but like I guess in the wet, you've got some roots and stuff that could get a little greasy.
Back to the slabs.
Yeah. More slabs. You got a little bit of a compression at the bottom as well, and then there's some steps sort of towards the end of this slab, and way down at the bottom there you're going to want to control your braking because there's a really sharp sort of hairpin turn, and this trail is very steep and very tight in terms of turns, so you get a lot of speed and a lot, like, you don't have a whole lot of, like,
it's easy to get out of control.
Exactly.
So you really need to dial in
Yeah.
your braking. It's harder to do things slow.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice.
Okay, here we got steep armored rock corner. It's pretty mellow as long as your speed is dialed back. You don't want to hit this too fast because you've got like a pretty decent corner to make it around.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly you're prepping for the next section, which is again right into steep rocky chute, loose dirt.
Yeah.
So we'll go take a look at that.
Let's do it. All right.
The
Yeah.
best part of the trail.
This is really nice. You can kind of like, let off the brakes after you go around this stump, and then you.
Taking the wide?
I take the inside, yeah.
Yeah, I like the inside. I think the stump was the old line. This was like the original, but I think the inside's opened up in the last few years. But
Yeah.
you got some like very loose stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to ride this in the wet.
No.
It's fun though.
It's super fun, yeah. And like as you can see, we have a very rare sighting. There's dirt, which there's not a lot of at Fortune. It all sort of ended up at the bottom of the mountain hill.
Oh.
So.
Mountain's a loose term.
Mountain's a very loose term. There you go. Slide into the rocks. Yeah. Highline? Yeah. Oh yeah. Love these corners. So loose. Thread the gap between these rocks trying to stay high. So Maggie's going to take a line that's like a little bit more on the right there. I went a little high left to open up this corner, but it's a little off camber and sketch. Nice. Yeah. Phew! So we're done with the top section. We're going to move on to section 2. We're not out of the woods yet. All these sections have their own little like nuances that just make them like really tough to ride. And I think this trail was built a very long time ago.
Yes, yeah.
And it was definitely built for very short 26-inch wheel downhill bikes.
Very true.
Not very long 29-inch enduro bikes. So, yeah, there's
That's
definitely
maybe
some...
where I've got the edge. I've still got 27.5. I
There
can
you
make
go.
it around the corners a little bit better.
There you go. That's it. 100%. You heard it here. 27.5 is not dead.
It's not dead, I promise you.
All right, let's go. Nice. Beauty. Okay, so we've made it down to the second portion of Dirty Little Secret, and it is pretty much like, it's very similar to the first.
Yeah, it's rootier than the first section.
Yeah, it's a little steeper and a little tighter. Let's put it that way. The first is like a good warm-up, and then this is like the real deal. I don't know.
So fun. There's more lines here, more to choose from.
So, walk me through the lines that you see.
So,
Let's go up a little higher.
let's bend calf for this.
Yeah, let's bend calf through this, exactly. Line guy,
Inside the tick.
line person.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've got high line, which
Yeah.
is like far right. So you're coming
Up over the roots.
up over the roots, and you're staying to the right the whole way down until you hit those trees turning left.
Yeah.
If you're like in a free ride, you can go right down the middle, over the big rock.
There's
jump
a
into
big
your
rock
landing.
down there, yeah.
Yeah. That is like, if you're not worried about breaking your neck.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Yeah, if you can't stop, you're just gonna go where that corner is there. It's just a drop, so you'll just fly off that. And
No problem.
it looks like there's some soft trees and ferns and stuff. Maybe there's not a lot of rocks.
There might be some
I don't
also like old mining equipment that
There
they
you go.
dumped in the hill.
Just like right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't even want to call it the safe line. The slowest line, the zigzaggy one, is to stay to the left, so you come low on these roots.
Yeah.
And then you're actually going to turn left. There's a little roll with a 1 foot, half a foot drop off. With actually, it seems like a rock armored berm, but it'd be slow.
Okay. Yeah, and you can also, I mean, there's also another one where you kind of just start exactly where Maggie said before, and then you kind of cross the hill, and that way you're still opening up the last corner.
Yeah. And that's usually what I do. That's my preference.
I would call that the safest fast line.
Yeah. You can.
And then the inside's the dumbest fast line. And then the middle is like just the weirdest line.
I feel like if you came here, you're like set up so nicely for like that little kind of rock where you're standing.
Yeah, here?
You could make it pretty nicely.
Yeah. I still like to come out and around like
The
wide, yeah, because the turn is so tight. So, I mean, no matter what, you're getting kind of jammed into that turn, so it's hard. But we'll see. I'll try the middle line and we'll see. I usually take the high line up over the roots. So I'm actually going to start off with the center line, which is uncharted territory for me. Slippery. Oh, God. Woo! Which is uncharted territory for me. Slippery. Oh, God. Woo! Okay, so here's the line I normally take, which is high up over the roots to set up, and you stay high, and it gives you a nice open entrance to this corner here. High up over the roots to set up, and you stay high, and it gives you a nice open entrance to this corner. So Maggie's gonna try her line where she starts at the right at the top and she crosses over and comes down here to open up the corner. Beauty. So this time Maggie's gonna start on the right and she's gonna keep right and then snake down that rock and then cut back in and around. There you go. It's not as intuitive, eh?
Oh, this guy.
There you go. It's not as intuitive, eh?
And then this trail hooks up with Dirty Little Secret, which is where these dudes are coming from. Yeah, so you got a series of like really tight, kind of almost switchback like turns. That...
And surprisingly, this one that I'm in is probably one of the easier ones of them.
Yeah.
We've got the rock turn, which is going to be the most challenging of them.
Right there?
I think.
Or the one after to the bridge?
One after to
okay.
the right.
Do you want
the
to?
bridge.
I'll go down there. You want to ride them? Let's do that. Okay. Good. I'm not going to do that inside line this time. It's just not fun. Good. Yeah, you really want to control your braking on these, and there's not really a way to do them quickly. So you kind of just got to stay balanced and take it one bit at a time. Woo! You good?
And not fall like that.
Oh, nice. You found a metal tractor seat. You went way too on the inside, because if you go inside, it just drop. And no amount of slack head angle will save you from that. So I generally go super duper wide now and just open it up and almost avoid the rock entirely, because, yeah. It's coming around. Nice and wide. Really open it up. Yeah.
Coming around. Nice and wide, really open it up, yeah. It's good.
Into the tight switchbacks. Really long bike. Good. And then for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna go and try and do the inside here. Yeah. Go and try and do the inside here. And that pretty much wraps it up for section 2. You got the nice little ski hill traverse. Depending on how much rain we've had, there could be a few baby heads in the trail. But yeah, and here we are. Section number 3. We're in the third and final section of Dirty Little Secret. Hairway to Stephen. Sorry, Hairway to Stephen. Pardon me.
We love Dirty Little Secret, but this is Hairway.
Yeah, we'll do Dirty another day.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's just rock garden. It's like the whole thing is rock garden.
It's kind of an undulating, kind of rock garden. There's a few flat corners. You really have to sort of maintain your momentum, and letting off the brakes a little bit definitely helps. Yeah. It'll avoid getting,
Yeah, it's kind of like a baby pump track. Just
exactly. Just a lot of pointy rocks. Just don't look at the pointy rocks. Pretend they're smooth rocks. And you do sort of pitter patter over the top. But yeah, we'll ride out the first section, and then we'll stop at the very final section before you come back out into the lower half of Q Cup, because I feel like that's sort of the most technical spot. It gets a little steep, and you have to kind of thread the gap onto a little sketchy bridge. Yeah, so we'll get there. All right.
See you soon.
Nice. Smooth pointy rocks. Some round loose rocks. It's like a geology lesson. Cool. All right, here we are. The last. It gets progressively steeper, and you kind of just have to shut your brain off and just power through the rocks.
Don't think too much, and you've got a tight exit onto a bridge. You can't even see it because it drops off so quickly. So
let's hop down to the bridge and check it out. And also, you definitely, like, sections like this too, like, you don't want to be looking at all the rocks. You want to keep your eyes ahead, and that will actually help you go over those rocks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
it's a big mental game.
Yeah.
Carrying speed, feeling smooth.
Yeah.
If you look at a rock too hard, you're gonna brake hard and you're gonna hit it. It sucks.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
this is I find the trickiest section, this last exit.
Exactly. So the bridge is actually on a bit of an angle. So you're wanting to come out straight, but if you go straight, you're gonna land in some rocks. So you definitely gotta kind of sneak around here, watch your bar on the tree. You can definitely see there's been some bar strikes on this for sure. And then you hit this little bridge, and then boom, you're out. Yeah, you're clear, except watch for the junction at the end too, because you do meet up with Q Cup. Yeah. And people do come hauling out of that. Nice exit. bridge. If you're feeling courageous, you can give it a little pop. Oh my God. Right on. Just in time for your lesson.